Shemai, today I'm out for a quick walk along the wood, just on a country lane. And before we look at what we really want to look at, I've just spotted something very interesting. Have a look at this. Just in amongst the ivy by there, can you just see that little nest? How cool is that? But what we're actually coming to look at is just along the bank here. And just see them starting by there. There's little yellow flowers. There's a little yellow flower there. And these are lesser Celendine. Now, they used to be known in Latin as Ranunculus Ficaria, but now they've actually changed their name, the Latin name, to Ficaria verna. And in Welsh, it's actually Melyn y Gwanwyn or Llygaid Ebrill. Okay, so it's quite nice today because they've opened up. Now, the last couple of days, the weather hasn't been brilliant and they've stayed closed up, and they're quite a good indicator of what the weather is going to do. Now, we've had a little bit of sun today, and as you can see, this one's stayed closed up, but this one has started to open. Now, they grow to about 30 centimetres, and we'll start with the leaves because the leaves are just great, and they're this sort of, have this variegated look, which means that the leaves have sort of lighter and darker patches on them, and they're heart-shaped, which is great. And they have like a wavy edge to them, like a wavy margin. There. And now the roots, so obviously under there will be the roots, and they produce lots of like cylindrical tubers which can each produce new plants. So they'll spread by just sort of those tubers spreading under the ground, and they'll just move across the bank, as you can see here. The flowers, though, are what really make it beautiful. They're about 15 to 30 millimetres across, and they appear now between sort of January and May, and they're solitary. Now, solitary means, you can see there, that they just appear. They're not a cluster of flowers, they're just a single one. And they have anywhere from 3, on the underside there, 3 to 7 sepals, and anywhere from 8 to 12 of these narrow, gorgeous, bright yellow petals. And in the middle there, numerous stamens. And they start off yellow, and as you can just see on the edge of there, just as they get older, the petals fade to white. Now, Celendine, or lesser Celendine, as we can see here, they can be found in mostly damp areas or open ground, paths, stream banks, or like this, along a road of a hedge. And they're really easy to spot. One of their other names is the spring messenger, and you can see why. They tell you that spring is definitely on its way. Now, they can form like extensive carpets of yellow flowers on deciduous woodland floors, or in the cases like this, just be sort of spread thinly around. Now, these, as you can imagine, are a good source of nectar for pollinators emerging from hibernation, including queen bumblebees. The lesser Celendine, they're included in lots of literature from sort of way back, including C.S. Lewis, who includes them in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and William Wordsworth actually liked them that much, he wrote 3 poems about them. And Celendine comes from the Greek Celendine, meaning swallow, as they appear at a similar time to swallows. So they were kind of an indicator that, you know, when you could see a Celendine, that swallows would appear, and that really was very much spring was here and summer was on its way. Now, as I've already said, they're thought to predict the weather as the petals close before rain, but actually I've been waiting for a good day to have these open. And if I just go back down here, even though it's a nice day today, I don't know if you can, it's a bit cloudy, but there is a bit of blue sky, but some of them have stayed closed. Now, there's not going to be rain today, I don't think, so it's not always a perfect indicator, but you can see there's another patch of leaves there with no flowers just as yet. But we'll go back to this nice one here. Now, these beautiful leaves are said to be edible and contain a high level of vitamin C, which in the old days was helped to prevent scurvy, but actually they contain small quantities of a substance called protenemonin, if I'm saying that right, which can actually be harmful. So I think, as with all these things, it's better not to eat them. So there we go, lesser Celendine, very common plant, very easy to identify. And there we are, just in time, a little bit of sun coming out. Hopefully will encourage these gorgeous little flowers to open. So next time you're out, see if you can spot them, and good luck.